year ago, Libya was hit by a very powerful storm. Over 5,000 were killed in the North African country, while tens of thousands were displaced. Many are still missing. Most of the casualties were in the small port city of Derna. Thousands of people lost their families and homes. But a year on, the locals have united to rebuild the city.
A year ago, the Mediterranean region was struck by its strongest ever cyclone. Cyclone Daniel brought with it very strong winds and sudden heavy rainfall, which triggered massive flooding. And it left behind devastation and death. Cyclone Daniel turned out to be the deadliest Mediterranean storm ever and the deadliest single flood event to hit Africa in recorded history. The catastrophe was most severe in Libya, where over 5,000 people were killed, around 40,000 people were displaced, and a year on, at least 9,000 people are still missing. Heavy rains and floods damaged critical infrastructure. Essential services like healthcare, electricity and telecommunications were disrupted. Most of the impact was felt around the eastern port city of Derna. The storm collapsed 2 dams near the city, destroying as much as its quarter. The dam failure unleashed floodwater as high as 7 meters. The flash floods swept entire neighborhoods out to sea. Apart from the floods, the poor maintenance and political instability added to people's misery. A year on, the challenges persist, but the city of Derna has changed a lot. It is now slowly beginning to recover from the flood disaster. International aid and local efforts are helping Derna rebuild after the catastrophic storm. Several Libyans from neighboring cities have also volunteered in the relief effort. The rebuilding focuses on restoring critical infrastructure and providing support to the displaced. In recent months, at least 155 building projects have been launched, ranging from the renovation of the university to the construction of new dams. The floods shattered Derna resident Hassan Kasar's entire life. The 69-year-old lost his 4 children along with his granddaughter. His house has now been rebuilt with the help of the Derna Reconstruction Fund. Hassan says he's finding some solace in his newly rebuilt home while living in the memory of his children.
We spent nearly 7 days cleaning the place. Then the reconstruction process began. I was told that my house would be maintained. However, Saad Elsway informed me that the house couldn't be repaired. It had to be demolished and rebuilt from scratch. I agreed, but I asked not to be left homeless. He promised that the house would be rebuilt, and he kept his promise. Thanks to God, I am now living comfortably, although the furniture is insufficient. I received this sofa as a gift from a friend, and otherwise, I sit on the floor. That's how it is.
Hassan's is just one among several such stories. The casualties are assumed to be much higher than the official toll. The ongoing political divisions between Libya's East and West government have also hampered the relief work. But the restoration efforts have brought some optimism to Derna. The people of Derna have seen the worst. It has been hard for some of them to overcome the trauma, but they are still committed to its recovery. Their efforts will ensure the city soon rises from the debris.